Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Holy shit.
What do we call this? Holy shit! Don't call it a race. I don't even call it a sprint. I call this one big pile of shit. Racing. It was like watching the Weather Channel, to be fair. It's like watching BBC Weather on a January. You know that the rain's coming. You know you're never going to get sun. You know you're never going to get no sort of sun. You know that you're going to get rain guaranteed in the January and February of a British weather. You know it's coming. That's what this was like. Literally watching the weather. I thought at one time Crafty was going to turn into a weatherman the amount of time he was talking about the weather. This race should have been called off. That's it. Very simple. And if you don't agree with me, you're a fucking jerk. Get off my channel. Don't watch Formula 1 ever again.
Stupid idiot.
Don't watch some children's programs you watch on a regular basis. Don't watch Formula 1. This was pathetic. I am not going to count this as a race. As you can see at the top of my screen scrolling, it says on there, this race does not count in my opinion. It wasn't a race. It was a big sham. And it proves my point that I've said all along. All F1 is a big political juggernaut. That's all it is. It's the House of Commons. The commentators should all be fired. The only one that should keep is Ted Kravitz and Little Anthony and Martin Brundle. The rest, get rid of. Get rid of Paul the Rester. Get rid of Natalie Pinkman. Get rid of all of them. They are all pathetic. All cater to the rich man. All political. Lewis said it best at the end of the race. He said this wasn't even a race. The fans should get their money back. Very simple. This was utter shit. And you know what? You know what the funny thing about it? I went on Twitter, and you know what to expect on Twitter. The Max Verstappen fans, Lewis Hamilton haters. Oh, if it was Lewis and Lewis was in front and he gave them points, he wouldn't have said nothing. No, jerk off. Wrong. At the end of the day, cheap victory. Cheap victory. And you had the commentators on Sky Sports coming out and saying, oh, you know what? Oh, maybe this is a little bit of karma for a bit of good luck for Max Verstappen. A bit of good luck after what happened at Hungary. That's racing. That is racing. You race, you take the risk. You go all in. This is why you get paid millions of dollars, millions of pounds. You take that chance. There is a chance that you might come off and crash. And if you come off and crash, that's racing. Or someone might crash into you. That is racing. But at the end of the day, this is a cheap victory. It should not count. They should have called the race off. They knew exactly what they was doing. Doing them two little outlets behind the safety car. How I want someone to come in my comment section and say to me and explain to me how is this a race. And if you can't give me a proper explanation, I'll just bench you. Just for being stupid. This race should not have counted. You stuck behind the safety car for 2 laps. The first time they tried to start it, it didn't work. The rain got worse. An hour later, they started it again. 2 cars behind the safety car. A race is where you got a chance to take over. If you ain't got a chance to take over, you're stuck behind the safety car. By default, how is that a race? And then you got the commentators on Sky Sports F1, absolutely clueless, coming out and saying, you know what? At the end of the day, Max got pole yesterday, so we deserve the win. How? That's qualifying. Qualifying is there to give you positioning of the race start. After that, it's up to the driver. But Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, all of them didn't have a chance. They didn't have a chance to try and say, you know what, maybe we could try and win this. No. The favoured Red Bull like they always do. The favoured Max Verstappen like they always do. And Lewis Hamilton said it right at the beginning. And I'm going to play this interview. This is the driver's reaction. This is after the race. This is Lewis Hamilton's reaction after the race.
Difficult day, I think, for everybody in Formula One when you don't see cars racing, but I guess it's a podium for you, and the guys in the grandstands are the heroes, aren't they?
Yeah, well, firstly, I feel really sorry for the fans today. You know, obviously it's no one's fault, obviously, with this weather, but the fans have been incredible today just to stick with us this whole time and hold out for a potential race. They knew when they sent us out at the end there that the track wasn't any better, and they did it just so that we could start 2 laps behind the safety car, which is the minimum requirement for a race. I really hope the fans get their money back today.
How difficult were the conditions out there, Lewis? Were you able to race at any point during the 3 hours that we had?
No, it was you couldn't really see. Like 5 meters in front of you, the car disappears, and so it was very difficult down the straights to even know where that flashing light was. It was you couldn't even go flat out because you didn't know what point part of the track they would be on. So it's a shame because of course I wanted to race, and I think it could have been a great race if it hadn't rained so hard.
Well done.
The reaction, another reaction interview by Lewis Hamilton. I'm going to just play this for you.
I don't know what else we can take from today. It's been a really tough day all round, fans especially out there.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed for the fans. Obviously, we can't control the weather, and I love racing in the rain, but today was something else. You know, you really couldn't see the car ahead. There was aquaplaning. It was unfortunately just a disaster on track. But the fans stayed out in the rain. They still had energy. They still created the atmosphere. And but they were robbed of a race today, unfortunately, and I think they deserve their money back.
How do you feel about the points being awarded, us getting those 2 laps behind the safety car and half points being awarded?
Yeah, well, I mean, money talks, and it was literally the 2 laps to start the race. It's all a money scenario, and that's, you know, so everyone gets their money, and I think the fans should get theirs back too, because unfortunately they didn't get to see what they came and paid for. It's a shame we can't do the race tomorrow, but yeah, and I love this track as well. You know, it's so sad that we couldn't do this, but yeah, but today wasn't a race.
Can you guys collectively get that message across, do you think, to the people in charge?
There will be discussions. I think the team bosses just had a discussion just now, but I think I think the sport made a bad choice today. Of course, we wanted to race, but this unlocking, you know, there's a minimum of 2 laps you need to do to count as a race, and between that gap of stopping the first time to the second time, it had rained consistently, so there's only one reason they sent us out, and so that's why I feel more bad for the fans.
I couldn't have put it better myself. As I see it, yeah, this shit. They knew they wasn't gonna get a race finished. They knew they wasn't gonna get a race finished. They knew deep down they wasn't gonna get a race to finish. Red Bull leaned on the FIA, political money talks. FIA leaned on the stewards, and they said, you know what? Let's get the little 2 laps for the fans. Let the fans be entertained. We can't just leave them with no racing. We'll go out and do the 2 laps. Very simple. We'll go out and do the 2 laps, and then we'll collect our points. There you go. Little backhander under the table. Money talks. And that's exactly how it went. This is a fucking disaster. An utter disaster. And that shows you, like I told you at the beginning of my video, Formula 1 is political driven, money driven, and it is the House of Commons. Very simple. And if I was the team principals, I would get together as a collective unit to contest this decision. It's not over yet, because like Lewis Hamilton said, they're going to get together as a collective unit and they're going to contest it. They should contest this decision, because this race does not count. It's not a race. I don't give a fuck what points were given out. Give the fans the money back. But the ones that booed, don't give them shit. But this race should not have started. And it wasn't a race. Behind the safety car, you can't take over. Very simple. One safety car, a trainer car behind it. You can't take over. You do 2 little fun laps. Race finishes. Points go to Red Bull. You only get half a points. Half a points. It wasn't even half a race. It wasn't even a race. It was follow the leader. That's exactly what it was. Follow the leader. Pathetic. I'm not going to call it a race day review because it's not a race day review. Far from a race day review. This is just my little rant and my opinion on this situation. It is pathetic. My favourite track of the calendar, and it come to this. I was calling for it to just call it off. Call it off and do it another day. They could pick one of the weeks, and instead of having like 1 week, they got like a double header, and then they have 2 weeks off, make it a triple header, and they have a week off. That's what they should have done. It is absolutely pathetic the way this was. Not a race day review. This was a complete and utter political decision driven by Red Bull and the FIA. And that's it. And that's my opinion on it. It shouldn't have happened. No way this race should have happened. Get rid of the fucking commentators on Sky Sports apart from Ted Grabbitts and Martin Brundle and Anthony. The rest can go. I don't give a shit. They're fucking politically driven as well. Get rid of them. Get some new blood in there. Get some diversity in there. I want to see some new blood in the Sky Sports F1 team. And get rid of Crafty. That fat waster. So this is Solo P1 signing out. See you later, guys. Hopefully Zandvoort, Lewis Hamilton buries at Max. See you later. Bye.